morning. As a minister of the Republic of Benin, I know that you're a very busy person, and the morning hours are the most busiest. I understand you actually convinced His Excellency the President to allow you to be here this morning. It demonstrates your dedication and your commitment to agriculture. We want to thank you very much, sir. Why I decided to stand up, sir, to talk, for two reasons. One, I am soft-spoken. I don't carry a big stick, though. And then secondly, I have to stand up, sir, because I think Africa's agriculture requires standing up. The reason I say this, sir, is you are very much conversant with agriculture on the continent. In the last 20 years, our food imports have grown from less than $10 billion to $35 billion today. And it's projected to grow to $110 billion by 2025. There is something not right with African agriculture. It's underperforming. Our population growth has continued to increase. It's 3% every year, 2 to 3%. But our agriculture is not growing as fast. Productivity has grown at about 1.2%. Overall production has grown at less than 2%. There is an increasing shortfall in agricultural production on the continent. Per capita food production is falling. And unless we do something about it, we are going to end up using all our money that we earn from export of natural products to buy food, something we can produce in our own countries. For example, Ghana, and my sister Irene, please forgive me for mentioning Ghana, but it's a very vivid example. Ghana exports $2 billion worth of cocoa. Ghana imports $2 billion worth of chicken, soybean, maize, and other food products. It's not acceptable. We are putting too much pressure on our currencies when we import so much food. In 2015, the African Development Bank convened under the leadership of our President, Dr. Akinwumi Adesina, a meeting of all agricultural ministers, finance ministers, and central bank governors to address the problem. The high-level conference in Dakar decided that enough is enough. We have the capacity, we have the land, we have the climate to produce enough food. We have to turn it around. The conference came up with 4 goals of ending extreme poverty, ending malnutrition, ending hunger, and also ending food imports by 2025. The bank commissioned an international global consulting company, Dalberg, to do a study of what it will take to end hunger and also end extreme poverty and boost agriculture in Africa. Dalberg came up with a document that we now call the Feed Africa Strategy. The very, very first pillar of that document was we need to raise productivity. Your Excellency, that's why we are here today. We have to put in place the seed systems, we have to put in place the input systems, we have to put in place the extension, we have to put in place the markets, we have to put in place everything required to raise productivity of our major staples in Africa to where we will all, as a continent, be proud of it. There is no pride in 2 tons of maize per hectare. 2 tons of maize barely pays the production cost of a smallholder of fertilizer, labor, and seeds. But there is a thing of pride to have 8 tons of maize per hectare, because then, even if the price falls or you have to compete with imported maize from Brazil, you will still go home with something. Today, we don't have that 8 tons. The reason we are here today, Your Excellency, is because the bank has put its money where its mouth is and has made the first award of $40 million to convene what we call a regional technology delivery infrastructure, which is all the regional member countries, their national agricultural research and extension systems, and the CG centers and other technology providers to come together and develop a roadmap that will take us from where we are today to where we want to be with respect to productivity. I want to congratulate IITA and I also want to congratulate the clearinghouse, Dr. Bukanga, for convening so quickly after the launch of TAAT in Ibadan in January, convening so quickly the program steering committee. the highest decision-making body of TAAT, the Program Steering Committee will review all the proposals that have been made by the compacts and will approve those ones that they believe will take us where we want to be. Your Excellency, this morning is not for long speeches, but I just want to mention one thing before I go and sit down. We will be judged in 10 years' time, not by the speeches we make today, but by the commitments and the actions we take on ensuring that our farmers get the seeds they want and the fertilizer they need, and also the access to markets that is required to absorb what they have produced. Your Excellency, we will be judged not by anything we say today, but by how far we are determined and committed to the plans we lay out today, how well we execute them, how well we track the results, how well we translate those plans into reality in the life and impact, improvements in the life of our African farmers. I want to leave you with one word from our President. Our President, over the weekend, received the Vice President of the World Bank, Dr. Diop, and they discussed, and the discussion centered on one single thing. How do we provide extension systems to help our farmers, to help our smallholder farmers raise their productivity? And this morning we'll be discussing that. Extension, we all know in Africa, has deteriorated. We have less extension agents per farmer. The ratio is dropping, and we also have very little funding to extension. This meeting, this PSC and this compact have to come up with innovative ways of doing extension to reach farmers with the best technologies, to reach farmers with the best seeds and the best inputs. Your Excellency, I just want to say that thank you very much again for coming. Thank you for showing leadership by being here and by showing the commitment of the Republic of Benin to agriculture. TAAT will only succeed also if we get these countries leading the way. Thank you very much, sir.